so now back into the Rising Stones we go. And so everyone's back together again over here, so let's go ahead and speak with Alice to continue the main story by taking on our next main story quest entitled Forget Us Not. Alice has only one thing on her mind. At long last we have our cure. In theory, at any rate. We cannot be certain until such time as we put it to the proof, but I am quietly confident. Well, if we are to test it on someone, then I suggest Garbu. His symptoms are relatively mild. Yeah. I'll be fine, I'm sure of it, or as long as you exercise due caution. Yeah. Yes, as long as we exercise due caution, it'll be fine. Without further ado then, let's make for Limsa. We've kept Garbu waiting long enough. And ladies, I will see you later. Over to Limsa. So let's follow where everyone's going over the bridge in order to get to where Alice is currently waiting. And Graha is here too, as you can see. Well, this is the moment of truth. I'll have our host bring Garbu to us at once. And here comes Garbu along with Caretaker.
Apologies for the wait.
Hey there, Garbu. It's been a while.
Garbu, have you been good?
Unfortunately, he doesn't have anything to say to us.
Still no change, I'm afraid. He just stands there in silence until we move him.
It's all right now. We're going to help you get better.
Yeah, let's hope we have learned enough to put it to good use. And look who's going to join us to bear witness.
Fancy meeting you here.
Alphino Y'shtola! I thought you were attending to primal matters.
We were, and came here for a meeting on the subject. Certain pirate factions did not deign to attend, however, and it was cancelled.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
We had resigned ourselves to having wasted a journey when we chanced to espy you. Could it be that there has been progress with the treatment?
We hope so. Yeah, let's tell you what we were able to glean from 5 seconds of data.
Using Magitech terminals to formulate the solution. I would never have contemplated such an approach.
Well, it was large scale.
So this new magic, adapted from memory transference, would be used to purge the subject of their fanatical faith, while Angelo would be responsible for reanimating the ether of their soul. Yet I wonder at the practicalities. If one were to reanimate the soul first, it would only serve to exacerbate the tempering. Conversely, a stagnant soul would not respond to the effects of the magic.
So what do we do about it?
Would both need to be performed simultaneously?
Nothing escapes Master MATOYA'S inquiring eye.
Certainly not.
As you say, both must be carried out simultaneously. And thus, I propose to imbue Angelo with the tempering treatment in much the same manner as I did the spirit vessels.
And so, it begins. Yeah, Alice is showing off her new proficiency to summon familiars. Brings out her beloved Angelo.
By doing so, we also spare Graha the trouble of casting spell after spell. It's really rather efficient.
Be that as it may, certain difficulties are unavoidable. The imbuing process will still require no small amount of ether. And, as I can no longer draw upon the Crystal Tower's stores of energy, I will be compelled to rely on those of others.
Yeah, how will we go about that?
Well, I, for one, would be glad to assist.
As would I. Since the resumption of our duties, it has been naught but stuffy meetings, and I have ample ether to spare.
I'll say you negative influence. Yeah, now everyone thinks that stuffy meetings,
Excellent.
when they're quite essential,
With
you
your
know.
permission, then, let us begin.
And thus, yeah, let's reach out to you and use our abilities to shoot ether from our hands and thrust them into Graha. Give it all you got, you two. Yeah, look at the grit on those teeth.
Yes, this will do.
Yeah, let's hope so. These two got exhausted real quick.
And now, it's my turn.
Yeah. So out comes his fancy wand. And he'll use the ether gained from Alpha Node and from Ashola and put it into Angelo. Yeah, that took a lot out of Graha too.
No
Was it
small
all worth it?
amount indeed.
Well, we seek to go where even the Allegans did not. It was never like to be easy.
You got that right.
The rest is up to you, Alize. The treatment itself will take time and focus, so we will need a quiet room. I'm sure our hosts can spare one.
I hope so too.
I will go with her. It may be a while before we return, so I would ask for your patience and your faith.
Well, that's what we're here for.
We'll bring Gabu back. You see if we don't.
And so off they go.
'Twould seem our part is played. Let us find a place to recuperate while we wait for news.
Yeah, we'll rendezvous with the Drowning Wench then? And or at the very least enjoy a beautiful sunset? Alright, so yeah, Alpha Node is in here somewhere. Let's go ahead and speak with them to complete this quest. Don't worry, I know you're in the Alpha Node. Well, this seems as good a spot as any to have a rest. Yeah, in case you're wondering. See if I can bring it up on the map, but I don't think we can. I can show it afterwards. Yeah, we basically walk to the opposite side of the Aetherite. Yeah, we basically walk to the opposite side of the Aft Castle Aetherite, and so we're just hanging out here near the mark of Limlane.
For years, Eorzea has labored to find a solution to the primal problem, without success. Any hope that tempering could be reversed faded long ago. I myself had given it up as impossible. Given up on the tempered and the light corrupted alike. They were problems to be tolerated, or else eliminated, I believed. And to think otherwise was pure naivety. Childishness, even.
Well, you weren't the only one who thought that.
But Alize refused to give up. She struggled and she struggled. And her efforts were rewarded with a way to bring back Halric. And now countless others may no longer be beyond salvation. However much we bicker, I have the greatest respect for my sister. Had I half her stubbornness, nay, her unwillingness to accept the status quo, I would be a far better person. A far better scion.
Well, if it's any consolation, she's in awe of your work, or don't tell me, tell her. But yeah, she confided into us, Chef. She appreciates what you do too.
She told you of my graduation pieces. How very embarrassing.
How's it embarrassing?
Nonetheless, it is comforting and not a little surprising to hear that I'm still capable of impressing my sister. On the rare occasions I'm not annoying her, that is.
Exactly. Well, you hope that she wasn't in earshot when when you said that, because here she comes right now and she is spent.
Alize, are you all right?
The treatment. Did it work?
Tell us you have good news, Alice. Yeah, here comes Graha. He seems to be smiling.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you all. Delighted, happy, glad.
The answer is yes.
Gaboo!
Yep, we have a success. You did it, Alice. You know, the beautiful sunset, no less. Yeah, the sun set it on the darkness that Gabu was shrouded in.
All this time, my mind was filled with thoughts of Great Father Titan. But I never forgot about Mother and Father. Always, they were in my heart. Constantly, ever, always. So I tried to focus on their faces. Theirs and yours. Alize's and everyone's. And I found that I could remember. One thing, then another, and another.
Your hopes reached Gabu. They helped him to hold on.
And thus it all worked out.
I'm so proud of you, Gabu.
I think we all are.
I couldn't have done it without you, Alize. Can you help the others too? Cure them, heal them, help them?
Yes, we can. All of them.
Yeah, look how happy he is.
Without wishing to dampen the mood, I feel compelled to add certain caveats regarding the viability of the treatment for general use.
In what way?
As you know, reversing the effects of tempering demands a profuse amount of ether. And while Alize was able to heal Gabu alone, I fear the same will not be true for those who exhibit more advanced symptoms. Moreover, the treatment's effects are limited to the soul. It offers no succor to those whose very flesh has been altered through prolonged exposure to a primal's influence. All of which is to say that we cannot save everyone.
Yeah, despite Alice's reassurance.
Maybe we can't, or maybe we can. No one gave us a hope of saving Gabu, and yet here we are. We must find a way to treat as many as possible.
Then, the next logical step would be to produce a veritable army of Porkses, would it not? Granted, it seemed a simple enough process in the first, but I suspect it will be different here in the source. Not that I am any authority, of course.
You got that right, Mr. Reimer.
Yet there is an authority on familiars to whom we may grudgingly turn. She's stubborn, haughty, eccentric, irascible, laconic, annoying. And her name is Master Matoya, the real one.
Any other adjectives you'd like to throw at her there, Ashtola?
I have to go now, Gabu. But the people here will look after you, all right? And I promise to come and visit you again soon.
All right. Thank you, Alize. Thank you.
And away he goes. Yeah, Gabu, you are free to go. And on that victory, we'll get the option of choosing various foods We will not be taking the elegant silver pieces because, like I said, why would we choose that when we can help ourselves to either some stuffed honey cabbage, some lemon waffles, or to some honey croissant? Well, in our case, we'll be taking the stuffed honey cabbage because it's better for our melee. And so, it's time to continue on here. So let's go ahead and go around and speak with the Stola, and we will go ahead and take on her next main story quest entitled Like Master, Like Pupil. The trace of a wry smile is visible on the Stola's lips. As she'll be at pains to remind me, I have not paid Master Matoya a visit since returning from the first, but this seems as good a time as any. Come, let us make for her cave. And I will join all of you there. So, off we go to Idleshire. Yeah, we'll know where everyone is because everyone's standing around the mark. Also, patch 5.4 gave people an opportunity to find more new opponents to play Triple Triad with. So yeah, if you want to continue to sharpen your Triple Triad skills or gain more cards, there are now more players you can take on. More NPCs to challenge. Alright, Stola, you're in here somewhere. I take it you are ready to bear witness to the joyous reunion of master and pupil? Very well. And we shall meet you in there. Hey there, Master Matoya. We're back.
Nary a word from you all this time, then you bring every man and his pirogo with you. Did no one teach you any manners, girl?
Yeah, I guess we should say, can we invite ourselves to come and say hello?
They were too busy teaching me etherology, Master. Jesting aside, I wanted to be the one to express our gratitude. I am told you spared no effort to sustain our bodies while we were away. And for that, we owe you our lives. Thank you.
You were gone so long. I was starting to think you set your heart on staying.
It wasn't easy to leave, as it happens. Seldom does one have the opportunity to study other worlds, and I would not have minded extending my stay by a handful of years.
Well, if your body allowed it, of course.
Ever the scholar. Y'shtola dedicated herself to studying ancient civilizations of the First, befriending a tribe known as the Knights Blessed in the process. There she took on the name of Matoya and won the respect of all the children of the forest.
Yeah, and everyone's like, too much information? And everyone's like, why would you say such a thing? Yeah, awkward face.
I merely adopted an alias in accordance with the custom of my hosts. Yours just happened to be the first name that came to mind.
Did it now.
You mean to tell me you went gallivanting about using my name and only bother to visit when you need a favor? And don't pretend you don't. I taught you long enough.
Yeah, you should have let her say it.
Indeed. And devoted pupil that I am, I could not fail to recall my master's sage advice. When the answer eludes you, look to the wisdom of your elders.
Touché, Miss Matoya.
You there. Were you going to introduce yourself?
Yeah, about that.
How remiss of me. Grahatia is my name, and I am proud to call myself a scion. I too wish to offer my gratitude for your invaluable aid in sustaining the Archon's bodies, as well as my apologies. It was my inexpert summoning spell which endangered their lives in the first place.
Ah, yes. The one bent on digging up the mysteries of Alag. Old Galaf used to speak of you, and Kryles told me all about your recent exploits.
Oh, you knew who Galuf was. And I've been calling him Galuf all this time.
Do you have a bad back or something? At ease, boy. Whatever mess you've made, I'm not in the habit of dwelling on the failings of the younger generation.
You are too kind. I've also heard much and more about you, Master Matoya. 'Tis an honor to finally make your acquaintance.
Well, that's more than enough pleasantries for anyone. Tell me what you want. I haven't got all day.
Obviously not. Yeah, now for the reason why we're here. Yeah, let us say show off her proficiency in familiar summoning. And explain why we need your help to make more of them.
So that's the way of it. It should be a simple enough matter to make the familiar. The magic, on the other hand.
Ah, that you may leave to me. Being the only one possessed of royal blood, I alone can imbue the subject with the necessary magic.
So I just need to create proxies with the power to stir the soul.
More or less.
Just, I say. Though we're talking about a veritable herd of the little buggers, we'd collapse before we reached double figures.
Uh-oh. And that has nothing to do with your age, right?
But if I could get a familiar to create the familiars, a mother proxy, as it were.
A mother proxy, huh? But then who's the father? Is this about to turn into Jerry Springer?
Seems I haven't seen the last of that moldy old hole after all.
Moldy old hole? And so now, it is time for us to speak with Matoya again. Alright, off to my old workshop then. Everything required to make your familiar is there. That may be, but no one has set foot in there since the Exodus. I dread to imagine what has become of it. Oh, there's sure to be a handful of feral familiars that may have a monster or two, but nothing to trouble the likes of you. You can consider cleaning up the place payment for my help. Fine, we'll do it. Good girl. Now if there are no other objections, I suggest you run along to the Maker's Quarter. I'll send one of my pirogos ahead to let you into the workshop. You need only tell him who you are. One can't be too careful after all. Off you go. And we will meet her over there. But for now, let's make our way out of the cave. And from there, we will head east. I mean, I don't blame Master from Matoya for getting a little bit pissed off. I mean, we did come around her cave around midnight. In the middle of a rainstorm, no less. So yeah, she was probably just about to turn in when we barged in on her. So through the driving rain we go. But it appears that things are clearing up. Yeah, the rain has stopped. The clouds are going away out towards the forelands, as you can see. we are closing in on our intended destination, which is this place. Yeah, it's a bit out of the way, but this is where we are going. To meet with Purorogo the Unwashed. Greetings, Vivid, and welcome to my good mistress's relict. Purorogo is my name, and I am honored to be your guide. Within you will find a space dedicated to the making of familiars, along with a cavern wherein the requisite ingredients may be had. I must warn you, however, that the place has not played host to a single soul, much less a broom, in over 15 years, and will, I regret, may be in some disarray. But rest assured, my brothers and I shall see to it you do not lose your way. Now then, Ribbit, only say the word and I'll show you in. So please do, as we gain access to 5.4's only dungeon for the main story, MATOYA'S RELICT, with a T at the end. And so you know what that means. Combat is now officially required, and so it's time for us to embark on a journey to go and see if we can get exactly what we require.